recording live in the studios of Burr Street Mafia. This is a Red Dog Fred production.
And now, your number one rated show, The Mike Weatherford Show. Here's your host, Mike Weatherford.
Welcome back to the Mike Weatherford Show. I'm your host, Mike Weatherford. Folks, we're growing. The show's moving right along. We've got a couple different podcasts that comes out of the Burr Street Mafia studios. We've got a Sportscast with Jeremy Buckaloo. We've got the Mike Weatherford Show. And we're looking to grow. If you think you might have what it takes to be a podcaster and join our studio, contact me. We're always looking for new, exciting people to come on board, and we'll put you behind the mic. So contact me if you think you've got what it takes to be a podcaster. Another thing I want you to do, if you haven't done it yet, follow the Mike Weatherford Show on all the platforms. I'm not real smart, so I don't know what all the platforms we're on. But go to Facebook. I know that's one I know a little bit about. Find that follow button. Reach up there and go click, punch that follow button, because the more followers we have, the more exciting stuff I can bring you. Tonight we got a great show that I want to talk to you about. We've got a missing person show tonight. We had one last week that had a lot of good tips come in, and I want some more tips come out tonight, because these things are old cases that needs to be solved. These families need closure. The people involved need closures. There's rumors that need to be put to rest, and the facts and the truth needs to come out. So I want you, my viewer, to help us do this. Tonight I've got a show I want to talk to you about. It happened on a fall night, Friday, September the 18th of 1992. Sheila Bradford met with law enforcement at Country and Western Steakhouse in Camden, Tennessee. She brought along her daughter, Kristie, who was 15 at the time and also employed at the restaurant. She'd intended to ask police for protection in exchange for information she allegedly had about a double murder that happened in Camden. During a conversation at the restaurant, which involved the local sheriff and a TBI agent, Kristie says that Sheila was told she didn't have enough information to be provided any type of protection. That's when she said, "What do we have to do? Kill me first?" Then the explosion happened. An explosion outside the restaurant interrupted the meeting. Sheila pulled her daughter Kristie to the ground, initially thinking the sound was gunshots. Sheila told Kristie, "They know we're here." The explosion came from afar, involving an outbuilding near the restaurant, which authorities later determined had been intentionally set. Fearing for their lives, Sheila and Kristie quickly left the restaurant. Kristie says that she went to stay with her father that night, while Sheila went to stay at her sister's house to hide out. On Monday, September 21st, 1992, Sheila reportedly made a trip home to pick up some clothes and do laundry. She intended to go to the bank to make a deposit after her clothes was done drying. She was last seen by her sister around 8 to 10 that morning, and she stopped answering calls after 10:30 a.m. Sheila Bradford was never seen or heard from again. Tonight, we're going to be talking with Kristie Bradford, which is the daughter of Sheila Bradford, and Kristie's daughter, Heather. We're going to find out a lot about this case, and we want you, the viewer, to help us find the closure that these children need. And I've got my co-host, like I always have, sitting here to my left, my good friend, Mr. Ricky Price. Welcome to the show, Ricky.
Mike, it's always a pleasure. Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
Thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure, man. A lot of fun. We're going to try to solve this tonight and help this family out.
We're going to get this family some closure today.
They need some closure. Everybody needs closure, and this is one
That's
that
right.
we got to get on tonight.
I want to put the rumors to rest. I want the facts to come out, and I want this family to have closure. That's all it's about.
That's correct. That's correct.
And also, I have got my favorite podcaster, Amelia Courtney. She's zooming in with us tonight live from New Jersey. Welcome to the show, Amelia.
Thank you. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you. So you're at the beach house tonight.
I am at Long Beach Island, not far from Atlantic City. You'd like it here.
Oh, I would. Yeah, the closest beach house we have in Hyco is we got an outhouse. that kind of the same thing, or is that a little different?
I mean, it's got outhouses.
And a pond.
Thanks for coming in, Kristie. We're going to try to solve this one tonight. That's what our goal is, to get some closure for this family. I think you've talked with these two that I've got in here in the studio with me live tonight, and I think that you and I both would like to solve this and help this family, close this out.
100%. Kristie and I have been trying to connect for years. I mean, I've stayed in touch with her, and we've kind of gone back and forth. I mean, Kristie, if I'm right, probably about 5 years we've kind of talked, and I've, followed what's been going on in her world, and, and where she stands now, like what's going on in that, and, like what she's been covering. So she has a lot of information. She remembers everything, details from beginning to, the day her mom went missing. So we had a long talk last night with both Kristie and Heather, and I wanted to tell it all here tonight again.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, girl. Keep doing what you're doing. We love you. All right. Yeah. So I want to introduce to you tonight Miss Kristie Bradford and her daughter, Heather Towns. Welcome to the show, girls.
We're glad to be here.
What I just read, was that pretty close to what went on that night?
The night of the explosion?
Yes.
Somewhat
accurate. I knew it's hard to find information. There's so much of it out there, and so much of it's twisted and turned around. Why don't you carry me back to you and your mother's relationship when y'all, when your mother and all was and you was growing up? Tell me a little bit about the kind of family life that you had and all about that. And get just a little bit close to the microphone.
Whenever growing up, my dad was a preacher, so
okay,
we was at church every Sunday and every Wednesday. We'd go to camping with the church. We'd go to Opryland, which is not there anymore, but
I used to love that place.
We loved Opryland.
Yeah.
Every year we'd go as a family, me and my 2 brothers, Jackie and John, and Mom and Daddy with the church.
Mm-hmm.
Up until they divorced. I think I was 12 when they divorced. And Mom remarried to Larry Henry. And I lived with her. She had custody of me, and Daddy had custody of Jackie and John. So I lived with her and Larry. And at one time we did move to Scotts Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to be there. I was lonely. I'd been with 2 brothers that beat me up every day. So
you missed that lifestyle, didn't you?
I missed it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go back home to Daddy. So John Boy went and lived with Mom, and I went and lived back with Daddy.
So your siblings and you had a good relationship with your mother and father. They was both in your life.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yes. My brother John had went to rehab when Mom and Larry were together. So he was in Memphis at a boys' home. It wasn't secured.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a free walk around. It didn't have fences or anything like that. And that'll come into play later on. So Mom and Larry, they dove for mussels.
Mm-hmm.
And the boys went diving with them all the time, too.
Your brothers?
Yes.
Gotcha.
My 2 brothers. And Mom and Larry went to Missouri, went diving.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what happened there. I just know her and Larry had gotten into it. And that's when J.C. Bruce come into the picture.
Who?
J.C. Bruce.
J.C. Bruce, okay.
He come into the picture, and like a knight on a white horse coming in to save her from Larry. I think he might have been hitting her.
Okay, so Larry was your mother's second husband?
Yes, sir.
So they went to Missouri, and so they started having marital issues.
Yes, sir.
And so she met this Bruce guy, or how did he come into the picture? Was he family's friends or something?
No.
Okay, okay.
I didn't know of him or heard of him or anything up until this point.
Right.
And I know that years and years later, I found out that he did play softball with my dad and my uncles.
Okay.
Back when I was probably 4 years old.
Okay.
But he come into the picture in Missouri and rescued, I guess you would say, Mama from her ex-husband.
Okay. Was he abusive to your mother?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Physically and mentally, all assets. He was,
Yes.
Okay. A bad person then.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's when Mom got with JC
Okay.
because he rescued her, and that was her knight in shining armor.
Sure, I understand. Got her out of a bad marriage, or
Right.
rescued her from a bad marriage.
Correct.
Okay.
So it was jumping out of the frying pan right into the fire.
Oh, okay. Did she go with this Bruce guy? What's his name? JC, you say?
Yes, JC.
Did they
Bruce.
marry or date? Or
No,
what?
they just dated.
Okay.
They lived together and dated.
Okay.
So Mom and JC got together, and that was around the 1990.
Okay.
May have even been 91, but 1990,
I got you.
1991. I don't know how long they were together before I moved in with them. I moved in for about a month. It only took me a month. And then I decided I needed to go back to my dad's house where I was safe. My mom had left and went to town to go get groceries. And this was the first time that anything awkward had happened. I was sitting on the couch doing my English homework, and JC comes in, sits down in the chair next to me, and starts asking me what I think about going out with an older man.
Really?
At this time, I'm around 14 years old. I played it off. Inside, I'm like, I don't know what's going on here, but it don't feel right. It don't sound right.
Your mother is having a hard time picking good men.
Yes.
That's pretty relevant early on in this conversation. She's
Yes.
not the good best. You know,
She jumped out of the frying pan right into
I
the
can
fire.
see where you're coming from. I wasn't aware of all that. Okay.
Yes, sir. It comes into play in all this, too, because he told me if I said anything to my mom that she would believe him over me. And I believed him. I don't know why, but I did.
Well, I hear that a lot, Ricky.
Yeah, in a younger age,
yeah,
back in those
yeah.
days, yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't believe what kids said.
yeah.
You're
Correct.
making tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
understandable.
kids
Well,
don't make up
if I could say
things.
something real quick,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys, I don't want to interrupt Kristie, but it also goes back to what predators and abusive people do. They
Yeah.
know how to coerce
Yes.
people. They're very intimidating, and that's what they do, and that's why so many people don't speak up or speak out, especially in abusive relationships. And for Kristie's sake, she's 14 years old.
Yeah.
And he's calling her, he's basically threatening her in so many ways, and that's what they do. So.
Yeah. That's horrible. Go ahead now.
So he's telling me that, so I didn't say anything to Mom. I just moved out and moved back in with my dad.
Did you tell your father?
No. I did not say anything. I told my boyfriend, Jamie Sharon, at the time, and I told my brother Jackie. Jackie's the oldest, and then it's John, and then me. But I let my oldest brother know what was going on. And so I wasn't allowed to go down there unless I was with Jamie or my brother.
Your mother wasn't aware of that.
No. I didn't say anything to my mom. I didn't say anything to my aunt. My dad, no adult. Just my boyfriend and my brother.
Right. Okay.
So I just made it a point to stay away
Sure.
unless I have one of them with me. We went down there and they had a pool room off to the right-hand side of the house. If you're facing the road, there was a pool room and it had a pool table out there that we would go play pool in just to spend time with Mom, just to be able to see her and be around her. And I took all my rings off and set them up on a shelf so we could play pool. I'd forgotten them whenever we left, and I called Mama and I said, Mom, can you get my rings and hold them for me, and I'll come down tomorrow, me and Jamie, and pick them up. She said, yeah, I'll put them up for you. The next day she called me and told me that somebody broke in the house and stole all the rings off the top of the refrigerator.
Wow.
And that's all that was taken. I was like, okay, Mom, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It'll be okay. So anytime I would call down there to talk to my mom, if she wasn't there and JC answered, he would start talking crazy stuff to me. Sexually, and things that you would just take sexually.
Right.
And I would just play it off and just ignore it, move it on, hang up.
this JC guy, did he have a history of this?
Well, he raped a girl when he was 18 and threw her off the bridge.
Okay. Oh, they got up on the screen now. Okay.
Yeah.
What now? He raped a girl and threw her off a bridge.
And she survived and prosecuted him. And that's back when the governor, I don't remember his name, but he was selling.
Ray Blanton, it says.
Blanton. He sold pardons.
He sold pardons, and so he got pardoned.
Okay.
But he never got arrested whenever that governor got in trouble for doing what he did.
Right.
But everybody that he pardoned should have went back to jail or something.
Well, okay. So he had a history of that. Was your mother aware of that?
No, sir.
Okay, so she didn't aware that he had that record of raping.
Correct.
Oh, man. Okay.
I didn't know it.
Right.
Because you say 75 to 91, 92, that's a span of ground, and he got out in the park because Blanton pardoned people.
Yeah, he did. I remember that
And
now.
back then, we didn't have news like we do now.
No.
We didn't have
Social media.
Facebook. We didn't have social media.
Yeah. Wow.
You didn't have cell phones. So you only knew what you knew
Now
from
I know
the
where
news.
when you said earlier that your mother jumped out of the frying pan into the fire. I see that now. Okay, now go ahead.
Yes. And so anytime that I would talk to or try to call my mom, I would always make sure somebody was with me to have a witness of what was being said or what was going on. So my boyfriend, Jamie, would always listen in. So I would just kind of hold the phone to where he could hear too.
Right.
Or one time my friend Stephanie Hooper had listened in and heard where he was trying to get me to take pictures. I never asked what kind of pictures, didn't care, didn't want to know. But the answer was no.
Right.
I don't need no pictures. At one time, we were down at, before we went down there, I had called down there. I was at my dad's house. And back then, we had the tape recorders, because that's how you recorded things back then.
Sure.
And I got it set up and ready to call. I was going to call and talk to my mom, but in case he answered, I wanted it recorded, what he said to me. Well, he answered, and he started telling me that he could get my rings back for me, but I would have to do this or this or this to get them back.
Oh, Lord.
I'm like, I'm not interested in that.
Right.
He said, why not? I'm like, that's just not something I'm interested in.
Right.
So that's recorded on a tape recorder. He didn't know that.
Right.
So I had that tape, and I kept it with me. I had went down there, me and Jamie, Sean, Manuel, and Jason were down there playing pool one night. And Mama left and went to Craig's to go get us some pizza. There's a phone in the pool house. JC had called down there wanting to talk to me. So I get on the phone, and he's wanting me to come up to the house to talk to him. I'm like, okay. Jamie's like, I don't feel comfortable with you going up there. I said, he's not going to do anything with all of y'all right here. Give me 15 minutes. If I'm not back in 15 minutes, you come up there. And at the time, Sean knew what was going on also. And I said, Sean can call.
Right.
You can come up there, Sean can call, whatever. Just don't leave me up there for over 15 minutes.
Gotcha.
So I went to the house. We sat down at the table in the kitchen. He took out a piece of paper and a pencil. And he says, describe your rings to me so I can see if I can get them back for you. So I start describing the rings. I had a pink ice ring that Jamie had bought me. I had a heart-shaped diamond clustered ring that my dad had bought my mom for Mother's Day. But in their divorce, I ended up getting it.
I got you.
And then I had a Briarwood class ring from Briarwood Junior High. And it was aquamarine, had 1995 on it. And on the inside, my initials were engraved in it, K-U-M-B.
Got you.
And when we got to that, he's like, KMB. He said, CMB. I said, no, it's KMB. He stands up. He pulls my ring out of his pocket. He looks at it. He goes, it is KMB. Puts it back in his pocket.
Really?
And I'm like, what just happened?
That is unreal.
And he's like, well, if you want to go have a drink with me and if you'll go and have sex with me, I'll give you your rings back. I'm like, that's gross. You're with my mom.
Holy crap.
And she's going to know. He's like, she's never going to know. You're not going to tell her, and I'm not going to tell her. So she'll never know. And at that moment, I was like, I don't know what's going on here. This is wild. Well, At that time, Jamie was knocking on the door, and Sean was calling up to the house.
It'd been to 15 minutes, yeah.
The 15 minutes were up. So they did exactly what I asked them to.
Right.
Thank God, because I didn't know what I was going to say after that.
Sure.
What is it? At this time, I'm around 15.
You don't know life yet. Kristie, you don't know life. You don't know how to handle that.
No, you do not.
No.
So we go back out there, and I tell Jamie what was going on, and he said, "You've got to tell your mom." I said, "I don't want to tell Mama. She's not going to believe me." He said, "Yes, you will. Just tell your mom." She gets back with a pizza. We eat pizza. We stay out in the pool room, and I finally get the nerve up. And so Mama come out there, and there's a picnic table right outside the door of the pool room, and me and Jamie had walked out there and met with Mama. And I said, "Mom, I need to talk to you. I need to tell you something." And she goes, "I don't really have time right now. I got to go do clothes." And Jamie said, "Sheila, you need to listen to what she's got to tell you." And so she sat down and she goes, "What's going on?" And so I began to tell her what was going on and what all he had done and all the conversations on the phone, all the threats he had made over the phone to me. And she goes, "You get everybody out of this pool room. You go to town. I'll meet you in town." I said, "Okay." So I got everybody out of the pool room. My brother, Jackie, was down the road at the Blue Hole swimming with his girlfriend, Denise. So I told Jamie, I said, "We got to go get my brother." So we went and got him and told him what was going on and told him to come to town to meet Mama. When we went back by the house, Mama had the truck backed up to the porch of the house, and she was just throwing bags of clothes.
Right.
And you could hear her yelling and cussing the whole time.
Yeah.
Bags of clothes in the back of her truck. We get to town, and Mama finally gets to town. Jackie took his girlfriend home before he come up and met with us. And he said, "What's going on?" And I told him that I finally told her what was going on and what all JC was saying and doing to me. And she gets up there, and she's mad. And that's when I give her the tape that I had recorded at my dad's house. I said, "Here's the tape. This is evidence of what he was saying to me." I said, "He has my rings." So we stayed at Jamie's house that night. She didn't feel comfortable going anywhere else. The next morning, she wakes me up. JC's there.
Uh-oh.
His truck is gone, but he's there. And I don't know what was said before she woke me up. I don't know what their conversation was. But when I come out, he started telling her I was a lying bitch. I'm like, "Mama, you believe whatever you want to believe. You do whatever you need to do. But I'm not lying to you." She ended up having to take him back to Harmon's Creek because he didn't have a ride there.
Your mother believed you.
She believed me.
Okay, great.
But I don't know what was said, if he made any threats or anything before she woke me up.
Okay.
But he made it to where she had to take him back to Harmon's Creek.
Gotcha.
And that's where she stayed. I didn't go back down there after that.
Did she stay with him?
She did.
Okay.
They went to Missouri, diving again. When they come back, her truck was burnt in the driveway. This is the truck that has the tape in it.
Okay.
But it's burnt to the ground. So she don't have a way to leave now. And she's waiting for insurance money to get another vehicle.
Right.
Me and Jamie's mom had gotten into it, and I was upset. So I was calling, wanting to talk to my mom because I was just very upset. Nobody was answering the phone. So I called my cousin Stephanie, her niece, and I said, "Have you heard from Mom?" She said, "No." I said, "Well, I need my mama." And so she started looking for Mom too. So she called down there, and JC answered. And when JC answered, she told her she needed Sheila to call me, that I was worried. Well, that wasn't the situation, but I needed my mom to call me.
Right.
Well, he gets off the phone. He tells my cousin that my mom's not there. But when he gets off the phone, he goes to hitting Mama, wanting to know why I'm worried about her. What did I tell her? Or what did she tell me? And that night, she tried to get up and leave. And anytime she would get up out of the bed, he would raise up and watch her. So the next morning, his brother Mike come over. They was sitting on the front porch drinking coffee. She turns on the washing machine. When it hits the spin cycle, she takes off out the back door and runs to the woods.
Okay.
Somebody picks her up. She would never tell anybody who it was, and takes her to my aunt and my grandmother's office uptown, Muller's Tax Service, right off the Court Square.
Gotcha. In Camden.
In Camden.
Okay.
And my brother Jackie told me that JC had come up there and threatened to kill her. I don't know if that was in front of anybody or if that was outside the doors. I don't know if anybody heard it or not. But that's what Mama had told Jackie.
Gotcha.
Well, at that point, my mom went to live with my aunt, her sister,
Gotcha.
on Little Jim Drive. So she was living there.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't visiting or anything like that. She was staying there with them. And all she had was the clothes on her back. So any clothes she got was clothes I got for her
Right.
and took to her because we were the same size.
Was
So-
this guy still trying to get her to come back and threatening her and stuff? Or
Following her, harassing her, yes.
okay.
Yes.
Wow.
And I was working at Country Western. Mom had went over to Johnsonville to go talk to somebody. I don't know who. And JC had followed her over there. She had went to Hallie's to go eat. I don't know.
That's
to
a
me-
restaurant?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's right off the Court Square also.
Okay.
And that's where the Bruces went to eat every day. So Mom went up there, and when she was leaving, she was in my aunt's vehicle, and JC had grabbed her by the arm, pulled it behind her back, and stole her cigarette case, which had all of her identification and all of her money in it. He thought the insurance money was in that cigarette
Gotcha.
case.
Gotcha.
He was wanting the insurance money,
Right.
and it was not.
Did she went to the law with any of this?
We're going to get there.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
If I could say real quick too,
Yes.
he had also been, if I'm not mistaken, Kristie, in between this time, he had been stalking Kristie as well. Like he was calling her and saying he knew where she was, like what she was doing at school. Like he had seen
Yes.
her, who
Really?
she was with. Like
Yes.
he was really taking note of what Kristie had been doing as well.
Why was he, I don't get, why is he doing all this? Why?
I have no idea. To intimidate me, scare me, which
Yeah,
it
of
did.
all this, all the on your mother, beating and stealing her money, what was his intention? Did he wanted her back or scared of something, or she knew something, or maybe what he had said to you?
I'm not sure.
That's a question, Ricky. I mean, what is he after?
I know he wanted the insurance money because he's a diver,
Right,
and it was September. It was
right,
cooling off,
Yeah.
right.
and that's what
Living
divers
expenses.
Yeah, that's
divers live during the winter,
right.
Or
dollar
whatever.
by dollar.
Yeah.
Dollar by dollar, whatever. 'Cause
Gotcha.
you can't
Okay.
can't die. That's correct.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead with your story.
So whenever he had her at Hallie's and had her arm behind her back, he told her, "I'm going to kill you and your bitch of a daughter." That was his words to her. Well, Aunt Doris was worried that Mom was going to get hurt. And she's like, "Sheila, you don't need to be out by yourself anymore."
Right.
So when she did get the insurance check, she took my brother Jackie, and they went over to Carroll County to go cash the check over at Brewston instead of in Benton County. On the way back, JC passed them, and my brother was driving. And so he told Mama, "We're going to Daddy's." So
Right.
they pulled right off of 70 up on Sandy Point to my dad's house, and he told my dad, "Go get the shotgun." And Daddy said, "No, I'm not getting the shotgun. What do you need the shotgun for?" He said, "Daddy, I need the shotgun and I need it now." He said, "I'm not getting you the shotgun, son. What's going on?" And so Jackie told him, and then JC drives by.
Did your father knew JC?
He knew JC.
Right. Did he know all this was going on?
No.
Okay. Okay.
He did not.
Okay. So he's just thrown in his lap. All
Yes.
of a sudden, somebody, you and your mother and your brother show up at her dad's house, at his dad's house, needing a shotgun. So it's all new to him.
Yes.
Okay. So he don't know what's going on.
No, and at this time, my dad was a preacher and had a baby in the house
Right.
and a new wife. And so he's like, "I don't know what's going on, son,
Right.
but you need to tell me
Yeah.
before we go to grabbing a gun."
Yeah, I can feel for that. Okay.
But that was the week before she came up missing.
Right.
And so she had gotten with Rick Gallimore and requested a meeting with Alvin Daniels, the TBI agent, and
Who's
Billy.
Gallimore?
Rick Gallimore. He was a deputy at the sheriff's office.
Okay. In Benton County.
In Benton County.
Okay. I got you.
And his stepdaughter had was working with me at Country Western.
Got you.
So he set up a meeting with Alvin Daniels, the TBI, and the sheriff, Billy Fairwhite.
Right.
And before the meeting, Mom was still at my aunt's house, and it was the weekend, and my aunt was woke up to my mother rattling the coffee pot so loudly that it woke her up. And she's surprised it wasn't broken. JC was inside the house.
Oh, she was letting her know.
Yes. She was scared and she was wanting somebody up.
Yeah.
She was wanting my aunt and my uncle up
Right.
to see what's going on. So
This guy had no fear
none.
going to somebody's house like that.
Ice water in his veins.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Go ahead.
And we finally got the meeting set up, which I didn't know about. Rick just come into me, I believe it was on Friday night of the 18th, and says, Jamie's not picking you up tonight. You're going to stay inside and don't go outside. Your mom's going to pick you up. I'm like, okay. I didn't have time to ask any questions because anybody that knows Country Western knows that it's busy,
Yes.
especially on a Friday night and
Right.
Saturday night.
Right.
And so I just done my job and cleaned up, and Mama come in after everybody had left, and they showed us to the back, to the old dining room. When you go into Country Western, it was to the right.
Right.
And inside was Alvin Daniels, the TBI agent, and Billy Fairwhite, the sheriff. They had parked out back in their personal vehicles and come through the kitchen. And from the kitchen, there's a door to the hallway that goes down to the old dining room.
What was the conversation going to be about? Did you have any clue?
I had no idea.
Okay.
I didn't know what was going on. I was
You thought
confused.
it might have been about what he had done to you.
Yeah, I had
Okay.
no idea.
Okay.
So Mom was talking to him and telling him things that was going on and things that were said. And she said, I'm worried. I'm scared that he's going to kill me. And they said, well, do you know anything about the murders? Do you know anything about the Danny Vine and Della Thornton murder? And she goes, I don't know anything.
Okay, what now? Who was this?
Danny Vine and Della Thornton,
Okay.
the two murders that was committed
And the muscles.
over the muscle shells.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember this.
Oh.
That was in 1991.
Yes.
1991. So the law's thinking this Bruce guy's involved in that murders. Is that what
Yes.
you're saying?
And they're asking her questions about
Okay, I'm with you now. Okay.
what he's doing.
There were several brothers. Yeah, there were several brothers.
Go ahead, Amelia.
I don't want to interrupt Kristie because I want to let her tell the story, but there were several Bruce brothers. I don't know how many Kristies, maybe 6?
There's
4, 5, 6?
7.
Really? 7 boys?
Yeah.
Wow. So they think that
Yeah, there's 7 of them.
So they think the police, the TBI, is talking to your mother because she was dating one of the Bruce boys, and they thought they had ones that killed these guys over the muscle shells. Is that where
Right.
we're at? Oh, okay. So now that's
Right.
what the meeting's about.
Correct.
Got you. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
She's asked for the meeting because she's just afraid that he's going to kill
Sure.
her.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
he's harassing, he's
And
following
threatening her.
her and stalking her
Yeah.
and threatening to kill her and me.
Right.
She has no idea that they're going to be asking about murders.
Right.
And she's like, I don't know anything. And they asked a couple more questions, and I don't remember what they were or what the conversation was. But the one question I do remember is that they was asking, do they shoot guns? Do they do this? Do they? And she's like, well, they practice shooting guns. And they like, where is that at? Where do they do that at? And she goes, there's this one place, and she tells them, and I have no idea where it is or what it was. But from my understanding, that's where they cut the tree down to get the ballistics, the matching ballistics of the bullet that killed Danny Vine and Della Thornton.
Okay. So that's how they tied the Bruce boy. Was it JC they tied to it? Or?
No.
Okay.
Brothers.
No,
brother.
the 3, Gary, Robert, and Jerry.
Tied them into the kill. And what was it over? Muscles? Can we touch on that a little bit?
All
Are
I
you-
know is that there was some muscle shells stolen
Right.
That's all I know.
Territorial. Everything was territorial up there.
Oh, okay. So the
Very.
the
Very
Vine
territorial.
guy,
It was very territorial up there.
the Vine stole the muscles from the Bruces, or is that what you're thinking happened?
No,
Okay.
the night of the murder, the shells that Danny Vine had bought were stolen
Oh, okay.
because Danny bought shells.
He was a buyer.
He was a buyer
Oh, okay. Okay. So he
for
bought.
Tennessee Shell.
Right. So he bought. See, I'm not familiar with that. So he was a shell buyer. I don't understand why he was killed. Over stolen shells. And why? Do you understand why the Bruces? Do you
I
know
have no idea.
why they would have
Well,
killed
the
him?
shells were, it was about $2,500. It was about $2,500 worth of shells that Danny Vine had in the back of his truck. So I think it's believed that the Bruce brothers came to the house to steal the shells. Is I think what's believed. And if you watch the Forensic Files episode, it goes into the ballistics.
Right.
That's actually pretty fascinating. That it talks about how I didn't know this because it doesn't tell that until I talked to Kristie last night. That Sheila is the one who told them where the tree was.
Right.
There could possibly be bullets, because I don't, like you said, I don't know if she knew anything about those murders or not, but she inevitably did lead them to the arrest of the Bruce brothers, because that bullet, when Danny Vine, this is a little too detailed, but when Danny Vine, because they burned the house down as well, and the way his head fell, the bullet casing stayed in his skull, and so the striation marks and everything from the bullet in the tree and from the .38 caliber was an exact match.
Really? So they killed him, the Vine guy, and his wife,
Girlfriend.
girlfriend,
They were fiancé.
over stealing some muscles. They stole the muscles and killed him. I'm still not understanding.
I believe that Della had left and wasn't supposed to be there, and somehow come back
Right.
to the house, and maybe was involved in the murder then.
Okay, so it was all over a robbery. They was going to steal some shells, is what it was basically about.
That's my understanding.
Is that yours too, Amelia? They went there to steal shells. Okay, I'm with you. Okay, I just want to know how the shell played into this. Now go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I don't know if there was any other like beefs or problems between them. I don't understand the muscle
Yeah.
diving
Me neither. I don't understand that deal.
pretty well, but what I did kind of study up on is that the shells had already been bought by Danny, because the water weight from the shells were gone now. So when you buy them by the weight with the water intact still. So when they were stolen by the Bruce brothers and resold, the people that bought them knew that these would already been.
Okay, so they
spun or
found.
wa-
Okay, so they did steal the muscles and they found them.
Well, you can tell that a muscle's
Yeah,
been
they
ran
sold
through
them.
a shaker
Right. Yeah.
by the markings on the
Right.
shells.
Yeah. That's how you sort them. Yeah, you sort them. So they.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, they found that the muscles got stole, the shells got stole, and they found the Bruce boys had the one that sold them. When they found them, they could tell they'd been through that sorter.
Exactly.
Right. That's how they know that was the shells that the Vine guys had in the back of his truck. They'd been through his personal sorter, I call it, shaker, whatever you want
Correct.
to call it. Oh, okay, I'm with you now. I'm with you.
And where Sheila comes into that is like she was saying, when they met and they wanted information from her to protect her, but they wanted information from her about the murders, and she didn't know anything, but she did, give them the location of where where the brothers had target practice.
Right. She didn't know anything about the murder case. She just knew where they target practiced, basically what she done.
Right. They was just asking her off the wall questions.
Right.
Have you ever come into a room and they said anything? Have you ever heard this or
Right.
seen this or
So you're at the restaurant,
correct?
and you and your mother, and you're talking to the TBI and the sheriff,
Yes.
and he's asking her questions. Did you hear the questions?
Yes.
But, okay, so it was about the murder of the shell driver.
Yes.
Okay, I got you. I'm with you now. Go
But
ahead.
that's when I found out of the threat that he made toward me and my mom at Hallie's.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know until that night.
So she told the cops that.
Correct.
Got you. Okay. So
Correct.
you're sitting there, and y'all having that
And I'm
conversation?
trying to listen, but I'm like,
Yeah.
he threatened to kill us?
Yeah. That's
Why?
horrible. And you're still
Why?
15-year-old.
Yeah. Why would you
Yeah.
threaten to kill us?
Yeah, I got you.
Because I told the truth?
Yeah.
I told on you?
I know. It's strange.
And
I feel for you, girl. I can see it in your eyes. It's a horrible story. And to tell this story's got to be hard.
it is.
Because you said it's the first time you've told this story live.
Yes.
Okay. There's been a TV show about once, I think you said.
But that was about the Danny Vine and Dora Thornton.
Right.
This is the first time it's been about Mom.
About your mother. Okay.
Yes.
So take your time. You're fine. You're doing a good job. I know you're nervous, but you're doing good. I'm proud of you.
She's done real good.
She's doing real good.
Yeah.
My mom, she was just telling them, just help me, protect me. And they said, well, you don't know enough for us to be able to protect you. And she said, what does he have to do, kill me first? And that's when
Really?
the explosion happened. And it was at the fish market on the backside of Country Western. It's
Right.
almost attached to Country Western.
Right.
And when the big boom happened, she thought it was a gunshot. So she grabs me, she pulls me to the floor. She's like, we're trying to see, are we alive?
Yeah. Was it a
What was-
big, horrible explosion?
It was just a one real loud boom.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we thought it was a gunshot.
Sure.
And so we just ruled it off as thunder because obviously it wasn't a gunshot because
Right.
the window was still intact. There was no holes in the wall. So we got back up, and that's when Bobby Harden, the owner of Country Western, come running in the old dining room and starts yelling at Bobby and at Billy Furwhite and Alvin Daniels and give me your keys, give me your keys. And they're like standing up and they're like, wow, what's wrong? And he said, the fish markets blew up. And Mama says, he knows we're here. And she grabbed me and we went out the front. And my Aunt Doris was sitting in the car waiting for us.
Wow. You think he really knew y'all was there?
Yeah, he knew I worked there.
Wow.
And Mama's car was sitting out front.
And the TBI and the sheriff didn't scare him?
I don't know. Mama grabbed me, we left.
Really? So what was the explosion? What happened?
I don't know what the explosion was. I just know it was the fish market that was
Right.
almost attached to.
And that article
Western.
that I just read said it. They investigated. Said it was definitely
It was arson.
Yeah, arson.
Yeah.
Wow.
When we left, we went the back way from Country Western around by the fairgrounds, by the old depot, over toward Carhart, where Carhart is now, and went under the underpass. And on top of that hill, over to the right, was JC's truck sitting empty.
Well, how far was it from the restaurant? Here's that.
A couple miles.
A couple miles. It is 2 miles across there. Yeah.
Really?
Those Seagull plants.
Huh.
Yes.
Was he ever charged with doing that?
No.
Never even questioned about it that you know of.
Not that I know of.
Okay. Wow.
Mama said, he did it. There's his truck.
Were they mean? Was he a mean guy, the Bruce boys? I mean, I know they had killed
Not-
this guy, but you know
I didn't know anything of them being mean.
Right.
Nobody had ever been mean to me other than JC being,
Right. But they were just a normal family, just normal people, or were they known to be violent, or?
not to my knowledge.
Wow. So this is kind of out of character. The killing and the blowing up is kind of out of character for that family, then, them guys.
For me, for
Yeah.
my knowledge, because
Yeah.
I was 15.
Right. Now looking back, was it still out of character, or are they that type of people?
I think JC is very much that type of person.
Really? Wow.
Very much.
Wow.
I think he's a pedophile.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah. You've got proof of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Was he ever
So
charged?
the meeting, I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead. Go
the
ahead.
meeting was on a Friday. So Welsh was at work on Friday, and so that was on the 18th. And so it's moving towards the next couple days is when Sheila goes missing.
Somebody typed on my monitor right here that they said that it was known that Danny Vine kept a large sum of cash on him at all times, and I would assume he did. Being
Most
a muscle
buyers
buyer.
did.
Yeah, you had to because the fishermen, they didn't want checks, they wanted
Right.
cash.
Cash.
Yeah, they
Cash
wanted
money.
Yeah, cash. They
Well,
wanted greenbacks.
Every time that you sold shells, a lot
cash.
of times it was cash.
Right.
Cash money.
Everybody dealt with cash.
Sure. Man. So
Kristie can tell you about now what happens between that Friday and that Monday while she's at
Yes.
school. So
Yeah.
there's some other things that happen.
Yeah,
between
yeah,
there.
go ahead.
Yes. So she took me to my dad's and dropped me off, told my dad what was going on, and to make sure I stayed safe.
right.
Keep an eye on me. Don't let me go nowhere. I did go to work. Sunday, I worked, and I went and seen my mom after I got off of work at my Aunt Doris's, and I wanted to stay there with Mama. And she's like, you can't stay here. If something happens, I can't protect us. there's a gun in every corner, Mama. Uncle Joe made sure there's a gun in every corner. She said, but if you're here, I'm going to be more worried about you.
Sure. That's
At
understandable.
15, I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
But now that I'm a mother,
Yeah.
I get it. I know. Your child is more important. Make sure they're out of the
Yeah.
harm's way.
Sure.
So I went back to my dad's. And Monday, my aunt was on the phone. No. My aunt was leaving to go to work. Mama was drying her pants, and she had on a shirt and her underwear. And Aunt Doris told her, said, Sheila, don't get caught like this. You need to get some clothes on. And she was on the phone with my Nana, her mama. And my boyfriend, Jamie, was supposed to be picking her up at 10 o'clock. He got out of school at 10. He was going straight to Aunt Doris's to pick up Mama and taking her to Jackson to go get on the laborers union, getting her a job.
Gotcha.
Moving her forward. So he got there at a little after 10. She wasn't there. Her car was there. The keys to the car was there. Mama's shoes were there. Just Mama was missing and her cigarette case. And the front door was locked.
Wow.
The back door was unlocked.
So when you're the last person to see your mother was who now?
My aunt, her sister.
She was there, and then she left,
To
and
go
your
to work.
mom was still there.
Mhm.
And when they got back, your mother was gone. So what time was that? Was 2 days after the deal at
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
That Monday, Aunt Doris left about 8 o'clock. Mama was still on the phone with my Nana.
Right.
And Jamie was going at 10 o'clock to pick up Mama.
Gotcha.
So it was just a couple hours.
So in that couple hour time frame, she
Mama
went
was
missing.
gone.
Did anybody see her leave or anybody
No.
pull up? Is it a kind of rural area where she was at? Or?
Yes. Yeah, it was rural. You had to cross a creek, actually, to go over to the
Okay.
trailer where they
Yeah.
lived.
Right.
And nobody seen anything. Nobody heard anything. She's not been heard or seen from since.
And that was the
21st of September,
right 1992.
1992.
What all went into the investigation? I mean,
Well,
I know you're a
tried to
police officer
call-
now. I'm gonna get that out there. You are a police officer, and so is your daughter. Y'all both are police officers.
Yes, sir.
For Carroll County.
Yes, sir.
Both of you are police officers in Carroll County.
yes, sir.
Getting you off that subject, is that why you become a police officer?
No,
Okay.
I was very mad at law enforcement.
Right.
I didn't trust them. Because I was 15, I had my own thoughts going through my head.
Sure.
But when I was approached and asked to come to work at the sheriff's office at Benton County in 2002 for Cecil Wells, I was like, yeah, because he was a trooper.
Right.
And I knew him through doing bookkeeping and income taxes with my Aunt Doris. That's how I'd met him, and he wanted me to come up there and do books and
Right.
commissary and payroll and stuff like that.
Right.
So I did that for a little while, and then I went to dispatch, and I found my calling in dispatch.
Really.
I really enjoyed it.
Good. Helping people.
Yes,
That's what it's all about.
it helped me to heal
Mm-hmm.
from things that I'd been through.
Right.
Because I felt like when we called to report Mama missing, they said, oh, we can't do that. You'll have to wait 24, 48 hours, even after the circumstances that happened.
That's what I was going to say. Even after,
Correct.
man. Okay.
They wouldn't let us report her missing.
Okay.
So nobody did anything.
Right.
And when they finally did come, they just searched around the house. But it had already been so long. Everybody had been in and out of the house, family, worried about Aunt Doris and worried about me and
Right.
my brothers and what was going on.
Did anybody question this Bruce guy?
I have no idea. I'm going to say no.
Really? Wow.
I'm going to say no. If they did, it was later. But at the time, my brother John was in Memphis. When he found out about Mama, he ran away. Him and another boy ran away from the juvenile facility.
Right.
And he called JC to come pick him up.
Okay.
So JC went to Memphis to pick up my brother.
After your mother was missing.
Yes.
Okay.
And of course, John didn't know anything that
real
was going
quick,
on.
This brother, John, I'm sorry, I thought I'm delayed a bit. So, but John wasn't aware of everything that had been happening. So that's why
No.
he called JC.
Yeah,
right?
I was
he
fixing to ask that
wasn't aware.
question. Yeah, he didn't. He was not aware.
No, he was sent off, so he.
Right. Even about what he had tried to do with you.
No.
He wasn't aware of none of that. He just thought that him and your mother was boyfriend and girlfriend, and he wanted to ride back from Memphis.
Well, if you ever knew my brother,
Yeah,
it didn't matter if he knew you was bad or not.
yeah.
He's going to get somebody to come get him,
Gotcha. I understand.
no matter who it is.
Yeah, I understand. He got him a ride back.
He got him a ride back.
How did he find out about your mother missing?
I don't know if he called Daddy or how he found out. Because, again, we didn't have cell phones back then.
Sure,
So
yeah.
you only talked to him a couple times a week,
Right.
if that. So I know I didn't talk to him.
Wow. So your mother's missing. The police waited 48 hours, and they finally come down there and looked around a little bit and said, well, and I've always heard them say this on missing persons. It's not against the law for somebody just to leave. That's what I always hear when I do these kind of cases. It's not against the law to leave. And it's horrible. Even with the background that your mother had with this guy and what went on at the Country and Western, did the sheriff and the TBI tie that in with this guy? They don't think he had nothing to do with any of that.
No, they think he had everything to do with it.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yes.
So they think he's the one that blew it up, trying to intimidate you and your mother or them or someone.
The TBI agent told me he thought he was trying to do that to get me and Mama both at the same time, making a diversion so he could get both of us.
Really? Wow. I hate to do this, but I have got to take a commercial break. I'm 40 minutes past my commercial break. Can we take a commercial break
Absolutely.
and come back and let you take a little break and finish the story? I want to get into the rest of the story after we're up to where your mother's missing now. I know some other stuff after that we need to talk about.
Yes.
All right, folks, we're going to take a commercial break. We've been talking with Kristie Bradford, and she's got her daughter here, Heather. But the story, believe it or not, I've not said much because it's been an interesting story. I'm learning as we go because I don't do a lot of research on this. They throw me this stuff and say this is what we're going to do because I'm afraid if I do research, I might not ask the right question. But she's telling such a good story, I don't have much to say. But our friends at Pepsi Mid-America has stepped up again. Tell me about this, Rick. What we got?
Well, it's a 40-ounce tumbler, Mike.
40-ounce tumbler from Pepsi. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to give this away while we're on a commercial break. All you got to do is be the fifth caller, and you can. It's huge, and it's got a straw with it, but it's always a joke because they say I know I'm not real smart, but how in the hell that straw fits that, I don't know. But it's here with it. I'm going to put it right here and see the straws with it. You put it in there yourself. Don't get me because I'm not real smart.
I'm lost, too.
I'm lost too. But anyway, all you got to do is be the fifth caller. We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to pay the bills. We're going to come back. We're going to talk with Kristie and Heather, and we'll be right back.
We have restaurant-style dining, life enrichment programs, social activities, local scheduled transportation, and a beauty salon. We show respect to our veterans with a wall of honor. Our mission at Charter Senior Living is to enhance the human spirit. For more information about Charter Senior Living, call us at 731-644-9680.
Is your tank on empty? Come to 54 Fuel Mart, located at 1213 A Westwood Street, for the best prices on gas. What about your other tank? You know, the one that is growling? 54 Fuel Mart has you covered for that as well. Check out our fried chicken, wings, pizza, and many other items to satisfy your hunger. On Tuesdays and Fridays, you really need to check out the fried fish. We also have a selection of freeze-dried candies, along with an entire aisle of candy bars and other sweets. Is it raining, or do you just not want to get out of the car? We have a drive-up window for your convenience. We also have dyed diesel for use in your tractors and other farm equipment. We have parking for big rigs, and our business hours are 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. Feeling lucky? Well, do you? We have scratch-offs, and you can try your hand and the TN lottery while you're here. 54 Fuel Mart, located at the Westwood Y, Paris.
Chad Cox, PLLC, provides representation in the areas of criminal law, family law, personal injury, wills and probate law. Chad Cox serves Paris and the surrounding area. He does not believe in a one-size-fits-all approach to representing his clients. He reviews every detail of your case to ensure that you receive an assessment that is specific to the unique circumstances in your case. Chad Cox is located at 104 North Brewer Street, Paris, Tennessee. Contact us at 731-642-4446.
Is this a normal sight around your house in the winter? Then when the hot summer sun comes around, is this something you see quite regularly too? If so, AccuAir is your answer. AccuAir serves all surrounding counties with top-notch HVAC techs to get you in the comfort that you deserve. Call Nathan or one of the highly skilled techs from AccuAir. AccuAir also offers BPU-approved financing for all your HVAC replacements. AccuAir is your #1 choice for all your heating and cooling.
The Downtown Event Center is available for parties, meetings, or family get-togethers. The center comes with spacious seating and an area that will help make serving food easier. If you are having a birthday party, this is definitely the place for you. The Downtown Event Center is located at 107 South Brewer Street. Contact Jessica at 731-642-4992 to make your reservation.
Hey everyone, this is Jeremy Buckaloo reminding you to tune in to Sportscast with Jeremy Buckaloo live every Sunday night at 7:30 here from the Brewer Street Mafia Studios.
Hey, I got a special show coming up Monday. That's right. We're going to do a special show this Monday, June the 16th, 7 p.m. They asked for it. I'm going to give it to them. I have got 4 county commissioners and myself going to have a talk. From District 1, I got David Flowers. From District 2, I got Ralph Wiles. From District 3, I got Marty Visser. And from District 4, my old buddy David Hayes is coming back. We're going to find out what's going on in Henry County. We're going to talk about all the stuff that goes on, where your tax dollars are spent, how they've been spent in the past, how they're going to spend them in the future, what's going on. No topic is going to be left off the table, and you can tune in and also send a message if you got a question you want to ask. We're going to find out what problems we're facing in Henry County, what the commissioners are doing to combat these problems we got coming up, and are they listening to what we say? We're going to find out. That's coming up, a special show Monday, June the 16th. Mark it on your calendar. Don't forget it. I've got the Henry County Commissioners coming in here. We're going to get down to the bottom of what's going on in Henry County politics. And also, don't forget, next Tuesday, my regular night, now we'll be back on Tuesday. We got a Monday special edition show. And on Tuesday, I've got Dr. Ken Berry. He's coming on the show. Him and I are just going to have a 1-2 guy, just have a conversation. We're going to talk about freedom, health, politics, the state of the nation. Just a conversation between somebody that's a whole lot smarter. Y'all know I'm not real smart, so this might be something you want to tune in on. A doctor and me having a conversation, no telling where it's going to go. No scripts, no filter. I'm going to try to bring him down to my level, where he can talk to me, your humble guest, so your humble host. But anyway, tune in Tuesday, June the 17th, 7 p.m. when I'm talking with Dr. Ken Berry. We're going to talk about everything from health, politics, state of the nation. We're just going to have a conversation. The guy's all over Facebook. He's written books about lies my doctor told me. He's well known. So I'm going to bring him in here and find out what makes this guy tick, find out what's all about. We're going to do it the Mike Weatherford way. So tune in Tuesday, June 17th, right here live on the Mike Weatherford Show. And don't forget, my buddy over at Sportscast with Jerry Bucklew has got Sam McDaniel, Tales from the Road, Behind the Mic with Sam McDaniel and Jeremy Bucklew. I know both these guys. You need to tune in. These cats are going to be something else. I don't know what they're going to talk about, but I guarantee it's going to be a lot of bloops and a lot of bleeps and a lot of craziness going on when you get these two guys together. So tune in to our twin show, Sportscast Live with Jeremy Bucklew, coming up Sunday at 7:30. Hey, if you haven't done it yet, do me a favor. While you're looking on the Mike Weatherford Show Facebook page and you're hitting that little button that says follow, reach on over there to Sportscast Live with Jeremy Bucklew on the Facebook side and click that follow button too. Hey, run him up the flagpole. Get him a bunch of followers because he's got a lot of exciting stuff going on. If you like sports, it don't matter what the sport is, any kind of sport. He's even got a NASCAR car chief coming on one day, and I'm going to get to go in and talk with him on that one. So we got a NASCAR car chief coming on. I can't tell you no more than that, but we got one of them guys coming in the studio. So tune in, pay attention. That's Sportscast Live with Jeremy Bucklew. And the other show, we got Tennessee Informer. H.K. Edgerton is coming on. He's a co-founder of the Black Student Centers at the University of Tennessee. When history isn't what you learn. University of Minnesota. When history isn't what you learn. Southern Truths, Black, Proud, and Confederate. The story they didn't tell you. That's coming up Monday, June the 16th at 4 p.m., a new special time because we're going to have this special show here at my studio and over at Studio B. Kevin, my producer, can't be at two places at one time, so he's going to run that show a little early. It's going to be 4 p.m. this coming Monday. Then he's going to run over here to my studio and be here at 7 p.m. to do my show. So tune in to Tennessee Informer. And we got Oakland Fire Department. This fundraiser's coming up June the 12th and the 14th. It's from the Brazil One Heritage Summit. It's a big fundraising deal that's coming up in downtown Paris. You need to be a part of this. They're going to raise money for the Oakland Fire Department. There's going to be a lot of activities going on over there at Crown Convention Center. And it's everything coming up. Crown, I'm trying to read this. I need to do more. I do need to do more homework, Ricky. Day one is on June the 12th. Location is going to be at the Crown Meeting and Event Center on Poplar Street. It's behind the front lines. And day two is June the 13th. The legacy is going to be youth financial literacy workshop. And three is the community. It's a lot of stuff going on. The Brazil One, I guess how you say that, Heritage Summit's coming up. They're going to help raise money for Oakland Fire Department. Be a part of it. Look, find it. It's all over Facebook. It's all over the news. It's all over the newspapers. Tune in, help them, and let's raise some money for Oakland Volunteer Fire Department. And don't forget, Mike Weatherford Show, we're simulcast live on YouTube, Facebook, we're Spotify, you name it, we're there. Go to www.myparistv.com, find out more about us. You can watch all our shows over there. And while you're over there, check out everything we got going on at myparistv.com. You won't miss it. If you pay attention and listen to what I tell you, go over and follow all of us. And I think we've got a winner. And I don't know if we do or not. Who we got on the phone with us that has won this gigantic straw? Look here, that straw is huge, and it comes with a tumbler. That's what I say. It's a straw with a tumbler. With a tumbler. Who we got on the line?
Hey, Mike, it's Heather Underwood.
Well, hey, Heather, how you doing, girl?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing fine. You cannot ever win these Venture River tickets, but you can win something else. Is that not how your luck is?
Yeah.
But you know
hey,
what?
I'm still good with that, though.
I want you to look at that monitor if you're still where you can see me on your TV. Look what I got in my hand. I've got a pair of Venture River tickets we're going to give away next week. Hey, I've got some, so just keep calling in. You might win you one. What do you think about Pepsi? Does Ricky show up and show
He does. He absolutely does.
He's a good guy. When you think of Pepsi Cola, you think of Ricky Price. Ricky's a good guy. Ricky, tell her what all that thing will do.
Well, I don't know. It's hot weather. You know, you can pack it full of ice and go to the beach, mow the yard, walk down the street.
That's
you can
right.
do everything in the world. Hit Mike upside the head with it.
Well, we don't want to do that. That could happen too, but let's don't do that. And you know what? I bet it'd hold a lot of whiskey.
Woo.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord. You can moonshine out of that jug.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Heather, I appreciate you calling in, and congratulations on your win.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, who's your favorite talk show?
The Mike Weatherford Show.
That's what I want to hear. They'll tell you in the back how you can get it. Congratulations. There you go.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. Heather Underwood is the new winner.
That's
great.
That's great. Love it.
I love it, man. That's pretty cool stuff. People like them free stuff.
Man, you got to give something away.
Oh, we got to give it away. Hey, summer's coming up. No telling what Ricky and Pepsi's going to do.
Well, you already gave it away for next week.
I already let them know.
Hey, let's warm up.
They fighting over Invention
Hey, I'll tell you, that's a hot item right now.
It is a hot item because it's going to be hot. When hot weather gets here, we're going to be regretting it.
That's right.
All right, I want to welcome back Amelia. You still on here, Amelia? Hey, I can't hear you. Are you still here? You got her volume up?
Yeah, I'm here. I muted it. Sorry.
Hey, Ricky needs to get you one of these to send to New Jersey.
Well, yeah, New Jersey.
I would love one of those.
We'll get you one of them.
We'll send you one.
We'll take care of you. Send you one. But anyway, I'm sitting here talking with Amelia Courtney. She's from Murder LBL podcast. She's a friend of mine out of New Jersey, and she called me and she said, "I've got a perfect show this week. We want to talk about the Sheila Bradford case with her daughter Kristie, and we've got your daughter here, which is Sheila's granddaughter, correct?
Correct.
Heather, and I know we hadn't talked to you, but welcome to the show, Heather.
Thanks for having us.
Are you kind of here for moral support?
Yes.
You've heard about this your entire life, I'm sure. That's got to be something growing up hearing. You've never met your grandmother, just seen pictures of her.
Just pictures and memories.
Memories. Did you remember her, or was you alive then, or?
Their memories that they've told us over the years.
Yeah, that's horrible. You know, folks, that's why I would like for somebody that knows anything. You've got a granddaughter over here, Heather, that's never seen her grandmother. She's heard stories, and think about this, folks. Think about this. The only memories she have is sad memories. That's all she hears about is the sad part. And I'm sure she's heard the good things about her grandmother. But put yourself in this family's shoes when you got a granddaughter over here. I hate to ask you, but you're young. It don't matter how old are you.
29.
She's 29 years old, and you work for the sheriff's department, correct?
I do.
And has never met her grandmother, and all memories of her grandmother is painted in fog. Horrible. So I need you, my viewer, to reach out there if you know anything. Kevin, put the TBI hotline up here for me, if you would. What I want you to do, let's get this thing done. Let's find and solve this so this family right here can get some closure. If you know anything, you've heard anything, or if it, no matter what, if you've told it once, call back and tell it again. 1-800-TBI-FIND. And let's get this. And we also got Amelia's number, I believe. Amelia, help me. Is your number 917-312-9260? That's your tip line, correct?
It is, yes.
If you don't feel comfortable calling TBI, call Amelia's tip line. Both of them, you can do it anonymously. Nobody know who you are. If you call this 917-312-9260, it's anonymous. Just leave tips. And Amelia will guarantee you she'll get it to the authorities, or call 1-800-TBI-FIND. We just want to solve this where Kristie, mother, and Heather's grandmother is. That's all we want you to do is help us solve this. Put this family, try to put them back together. You know, put yourself in this family's shoes, because bad things happen to good people, and that's one of them cases right here. Just a bad situation. There's nothing good about this situation. But I need you, my viewer, to help us get this family some closure. They deserve it. They deserve it. Kristie, we was talking about where your mother went missing. You called the police, and they said wait 48 hours. You called back 48 hours later. They show up. They do a little looking around and basically say, okay, she's missing. Carry me on from there.
My brother Jackie and I did meet or go up to Alvin Daniels' office a couple of times and speak with him.
He's the sheriff.
The TBI agent.
TBI agent, okay.
And at the time, he went on vacation a couple of weeks after Mom come up missing. And as a 15-year-old, I was mad. I'm like, why do you need a vacation? Well, now that I'm in law enforcement for sure, I understand why you need a vacation.
Sure.
And it don't mean that they're not doing their jobs. It's just that they need a break too.
They do.
Because
We all have emergencies we need the police. And it's one emergency to us. As a dispatcher, you can agree with me, they get thousands of emergencies.
Absolutely.
And all that takes a toll on our officers. We got back to blue everywhere around here. We're a big back to bluer. And they get overwhelmed. And I've spoken with Kenny Christopher, the sheriff of Benton County now. He said he has no file on it. He was not the sheriff at the time. But he said if anybody knows anything, naturally, he said, reach out to my sheriff's office and tell me. But the TBI has the file. And I spoke with Neil Thompson, the DA, and he was going to try to stop in and talk with you. But he said he knows you through law enforcement. And he said he thought that one of y'all was going to meet with one of his assistants. And he told me that if anybody gets any kind of evidence, he is definitely jump all over it. He's just chomping at the bit to go, but it's all a dead end. And that's what we're here to do tonight is that dead end's got, that barrier's got to be removed. Right. We got to move this thing on.
It's been a dead end for 33 years.
It needs
a
to
cold
stop.
case needs to be warmed up.
It does. Yes. It needs to be warmed up.
We need to take this cold case and warm it up. There's somebody, and don't carry it to the grave with you.
No, don't carry it to the grave.
Don't carry it to the grave. Let's put some closure with this.
That's
family.
right. You got to. One day we got to meet the good Lord, and let's make sure that we meet Him with everything that we done on earth out. Just don't do that. But I've spoken, like I said, to all officers that I'm friends with, and I called them and talked to them, and they said, sure, we're very much involved if we can get anything, but they say they have nothing because it's the TBI took it over. And you're in law enforcement, you can help me where I'm wrong. They got all the files, so they got nothing to look at. And they said it, but any new info, and they'll jump all over. You're well loved. Your family's well loved in our law enforcement. I did not reach out to Andy because I knew you worked for that sheriff's department. I'm guarantee you he's hurting. So
Andy's always been very supportive.
Right, so I knew that's why.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
He's awesome.
That's why I did not reach out to him. I know him too. I had talked to him about another case before I did it, but I did reach out to these people, and I wanted to tell them that I was going to do this show, and is there anything they wanted to add, and they all was very, very cooperative with me. And told me, said, Mike, we don't have nothing. And Kenny Christopher said, I wasn't even the sheriff at the time. And I can understand that. He didn't have no information. He said, if anything comes in, sure, we'll jump all over it. We're not going to blow it out. Yeah, we'll get on it. We'll get TBI involved. And Neil, the district attorney, said the same thing. You're well known and well liked. The family is.
That's good.
Yeah, they're not.
Kenny's a great guy.
Kenny's
worked for me years ago.
Yeah.
I know Kenny real well. Yep. Great guy.
Great guy. But I wanted to make sure. And as a host of a show, I bring I have some fun shows, I have some political shows, then I have these sad shows, and I want to make sure that if there's any bad blood, I want to try to mend it. That I found none between the sheriff department or the district attorney. You're good with them. They all like you. But I wanted to make sure if there's anything I could do to help grease the track, because I know over a period of time. The show's not about me, and I'm going to hush in a minute. But a period of time, I sat there a minute when I found out what this show's about, and I thought, what would I do if it was my mother? I'd be madder than hell. I'd blame everybody, and I would expect, especially at 15 years old, you expect the police, that's all they eat and breathe. Shut the town down, nobody goes nowhere till we find my mother. Well, they do that, but there's other things that come in every day alongside of it. And I want to make sure that your case hadn't fell through the cracks, and it hadn't. They're very familiar with it. And Neil said, just call him, come by his office. He's willing to talk, but they told me they have nothing. They don't even have a file on it because TBI's got it all. So what we got to do, you and I and Ricky and all, we've got to get the phone lines ringing at Amelia's place, her tip line or TBI tip line. And let's make them do what they told me they'd do.
Somebody's seen something.
Oh, somebody
knows something.
Somebody knows something.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
why I said, but don't carry it to the grave.
That's right. The police told me, I'm going to put them on the spot. They're all my friends. They told me, tips come in, they will investigate, and I'll hold their ass to it. If somebody calls a tip, I guarantee you they're going to work on it. You know, because I got this microphone. I can call you out. They're my friends. I've got the microphone. I can call you out. There's a couple of little questions that she's typed me from the back. Who do you trust in law enforcement? Do you trust the locals and the state and all?
Back then, I didn't trust anybody.
Sure. You're 15.
I was 15, and
the world's big, and you didn't know, and I can follow that.
It was flat, not round.
Yeah.
And
it may be flat. I did a show on that one.
That's right.
I did a show on that one.
But now, my sheriff is a great sheriff. He has supported me, and he has backed me 100% with everything and anything.
You got a great sheriff. And
I do.
He's a great guy.
Our sheriff here in Henry County, I didn't reach out to him because he's really got no dog in the race, but even call our sheriff department. If you live in Henry County and you know something, call our sheriff department. Or call, if you don't want to talk to the police, if you're scared to talk to the police, and you know where this lady's at, where she's at, just call Amelia's tip line, or call anybody, and look at these people over here to my right. They're sitting here. I have sat here for an hour and looked Kristie right in the eyes because she's been nervous. This is the first time she's told this story.
Right.
And I want to be supportive to you. You did a good job. But I want to get back to finish this, so I know you've got to go. They never found your mother. You think this Bruce guy had something to do with it. Is he still alive?
He is.
Okay. Have you spoke with him in all these years?
No, he is. He did send word to me once that he hadn't finished what he started.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. Wow. I was hoping it wouldn't be that way. I hoping it'd be another thing he sent to you. So, is it a possibility your mother just ran off? I got to ask that. I have to ask that. I'm sorry.
She did not run off.
She was scared for her life.
She's not in witness protection.
Okay.
Because if she was in witness protection, they would have took me too.
Right.
Because
what would she be witness
protection
for? That would be another question.
Well, everybody says because she knew something about the Denny Vinedale Thornton
Well,
case.
that's already been tried and
done.
It's over.
But still, there's somebody on the inside can get to the outside.
Right. So who was found guilty of that Vine case?
Gary, Jerry, and Robert.
Who were they?
Three of the Bruce brothers.
Yeah, the brothers.
This JC guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
His three brothers.
They found.
Yeah, it was seven brothers, correct? Something like that. 7.
Gary, Jerry,
The mother
Robert,
too.
Larry,
The mother
Mike.
was. The mother went to jail as well for that because she gave an alibi for the boys. And
If I need to watch that monitor more, there you go. We got pictures up here.
which is
Okay.
Yeah.
So the mother went to jail for this case
when
too.
Kristie brought up yesterday about the. Yes. When Kristie and I talked yesterday and she brought up being in the pool room, I thought that was interesting because that's where the mother said the boys were when those murders happened. And come to find out, there was somebody at the house in the pool room with the mom, and they said no, that they weren't there. So
Wow.
Their alibi was busted. So she went to jail for, I don't know how long, a year or two maybe? I don't know, not very long, I don't think.
Is she still alive?
No, sir.
She's not. Okay. Okay. Is the ones that went to jail, are they still in jail? Are they alive? Are they dead? Or
They're still alive as far as I know.
Okay. But
They're still in jail.
Do what again?
They're still in jail, those three.
Oh, okay. Will they get out? Are they life without parole or something?
They're life without parole.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So this Bruce family, it's been. So the only one left is the JC guy. That's the only one that's still left.
No. There's Larry passed away. Mike and Billy are still out, live in Camden area.
Yeah,
also.
I think it was like 6 or 7 brothers.
Wow.
Yeah, all
Wow.
family, counting the mother. Yeah.
So go back ahead with your story now about your mother and all. How long did they investigate? Did TBI investigate this or?
Nobody ever talked to us from the time she went missing till the time that I went into law enforcement in 2002.
Who's the oldest one of you and your brothers?
My Jackie. I'm the youngest. Jackie's the oldest.
Did they ever speak with him?
No, they never spoke to him at all.
So they never talked to none of y'all law enforcement when you... Hold on, now, let me get my words correct. Your mother went missing, and nobody in law enforcement, after the day y'all turned it in that she's missing, they come out there and did a report. You've never heard a word from anybody?
No.
There's no file on it?
Not that I know of. No TBI agents ever spoke to me about it until I went to work at the sheriff's office.
And now what are they saying?
Well, I had one tell me, I was dispatching at Benton County, and I said, if he comes around me, I'm going to have to do what I need to do.
Right.
He said, well, I'd hate to have to put you in jail. And I'm like, you do what you got to do. Try me by 12 rather than carry me by 6.
I get it. That's my word of trust.
There you go.
Because I'm going to make it back home to my family.
Yeah. You're not going to be like your mother.
I'm not going to be like my mama.
I can see in your eyes you mean it.
I mean it.
You do mean it.
I will make it back home to my kids.
So, are they still... The case is open, what I was told. So, it's... What are they... What can be done? They just don't know anything? They don't have any idea?
Nothing. Now, at one point in time, they did a search down at Harmons Creek area.
Uh-huh.
Carroll County Rescue Squad went down there back when I was a teenager. I'm not sure what year it was. There was a dispatcher at McKenzie that I was talking to that was actually on the rescue squad and told me that they were getting shot at while they were down there searching for Mama.
Really? I can believe that.
Mm-hmm.
You been to Harmons Creek? Mike, you ever been to Harmons Creek?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's horrible.
I get it.
Man, I'm surprised that there's not been... It's like that, was this guy ever, what's it, JC, was he ever questioned?
I'm not sure if he was or not. I can't honestly answer that. Nobody's ever told me.
Would there been the files, TBIs you got?
Yeah, probably.
If there's a file, yes.
They said there was.
I'd ask him in the file.
They say there was.
Okay.
That'd be.
I know where you're saying okay.
That'd be my question.
I got to make me go back and re-question.
He's gone to jail for a few other things, like in between those times, like
yes.
Who has?
JC.
Okay.
JC. He spent some time in jail and or in prison, in between then and now. But he, as far as I know, like he's walking the streets now. Like
well, he's never been accused of this, other than the people of the family. Yes. Is he aware he's being accused of this?
Oh, I'm sure.
Wow.
I'm sure he is.
Well, what is his story? Is he denied it? I mean,
well,
is there a possibility he's not involved? I mean, are you pretty comfortable?
There's not a possibility.
You're pretty comfortable.
Very confident.
Confident he's involved. Is law enforcement confident he's involved?
Very confident.
They just can't put it to it.
Got to have a body.
Well, yeah. But would a body still wouldn't tell you who put the body there?
If she's dead, he did it. With all the threats that he did and the explosion that night.
Right.
And threatening to kill me and her.
Yeah. But he's been questioned, I guess. You don't know. Wow.
I can't say one way or the other.
Wow.
I know when I went into
the whole
sheriff's office,
yeah, go ahead.
Working, when I went into dispatch, and I had to validate my mom's record for the first time, they had one sheet of paper in there.
Really?
A record's supposed to be packed with information. It wasn't.
That's what I was told. The TBI had it.
So I made sure it was packed. Right. I went and got her dental records.
Right. That's good.
And got them input.
Yeah.
And I was actually at a conference in Memphis with TBI, and God has his ways.
He does. Mm-hmm.
Fire alarm went off. Everybody got evacuated to the parking lot. And I was as close as me and you to the TBI director at the time. And I gave him my business card. It was when I was running the 911 center at Benton County. And I said, sir, I know you're a very busy man, but there's something I would love to talk to you about if you have the time. He called me, and I told him about my mom's story, that she'd been missing for several years. My grandmother and my grandfather were still alive, and I would love to get DNA on file before something happened to one of them.
Right.
he made it happen.
Great. That's good.
You know, it's a horrible situation here. You know, I know in your heart you're pretty sure who did it. I don't know the evidence, what you're going through. But maybe that guy that JC, is that his name? Mm-hmm. Maybe he'll come forward and just tell you something if you think he done it.
He's not going to come to me.
Right. It's horrible.
You know what that old saying is, right? Ain't two ways two people keep a secret. One got to be dead.
That's right.
And he's still walking.
That's right. It's horrible. It's horrible what you're having to go through as a family.
Yes.
I'm sitting here right now imagining. I can't imagine it. I want to think I can, but unless you're going through what y'all are going through, it's got to be horrible to even sit here and tell this story.
I actually had to go to counseling.
Well, sure you did.
Oh, I get it. Oh.
My boyfriend got killed right after my mom come up missing.
Holy
and then
crap.
One of my friends got killed right after he got killed.
Oh.
And so I pushed everybody away. I didn't trust anybody.
Well,
I didn't
sure.
want nobody around me.
You've had a bad life. If there's ever if you ever dealt a bad hand in life, Kristie, you got it. But you've done good with that hand. You've bluffed a lot or done something because you're doing well in life now. You've got a wonderful, pretty daughter.
I do.
You've got a good career.
Right.
Are you married now?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's okay.
I don't trust people.
I understand.
It don't go good with relationships.
But I'm saying you've gone on with your life.
Yes.
You're
I got
doing
2 children.
Right.
I got 3 grandbabies.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I got a bunch of nieces and nephews and great nieces and nephews.
You're surrounded by family.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you found a way.
You're surrounded by family. It's all that matters.
You found a way to live through this. You know, a lot of people can't. They turn to drugs and alcohol or just something else, and they blame their past.
My brothers did.
Yeah, blame their past on what they're doing. I had a conversation about that one time with a young boy I was trying to help. But you didn't. You despite all the odds, you come out of a torn family. I'm sure you had a good father. He was a preacher. I'm sure. I mean, is he still alive?
No, sir.
Okay. You had a good father. Quit sirring me. Hell, you make me feel old.
I can't help it.
I know, but you make me feel old. Damn. I got a birthday coming up, you know.
I do too.
Okay. You were all July.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I get it.
That's right. But, you know, you come from a good family, but you had a horrible childhood. At 15 years old, you shouldn't be going through looking for your mother.
No.
The best part of your life, you missed with your mother. And your daughter there, she didn't get to, you know, your mother didn't get to see her. She'd be so proud of her.
She's asked me when she was younger, you know, what happened to your mom? Where's your mom?
Yeah.
I'd be like, you want pizza?
Yeah.
You want some ice cream?
Yeah.
Ice cream.
Yeah.
That's what made you strong.
What do you tell her?
Yeah. How do you
She
tell?
saved me.
Yeah.
Sure she did.
She saved me. My brother John, he was Mama's baby.
Gotcha.
And he loved Mama.
For sure.
And it did take a toll on him. He was into drugs. He got in trouble a lot. He couldn't function good, especially if anything come up about Mom.
Uh-huh.
He would go on a binge.
Oh, man.
So it was very hard to do anything and to let him know because I was afraid of what he would do. But he finally got his life figured out, had a little boy, and he died last year. My brother did.
Oh, no. Heather, welcome to the show. It's had to be hard with your mother because you've been through this with her. What do you have to add to what your mother's been saying about growing up without her mother? And a lot of people grow up without their mother, but they know where their mother is.
Right.
She's in a grave. You can go talk to her. Has it been kind of hard on your mother and you both with this case being unsolved like this?
I know it's been hard mentally. Just the thing that I can't get over is having to raise my kids without my mom.
Yeah.
She's my best friend.
Yeah. You put yourself in that position like I've tried to do, you know. Man, I lost my father when I was relatively young, like 21-year-old. Hell, you think you're grown at 21, but I wasn't. And I look back and, you know, if I was half as smart as I thought I was at that time, I was a dumbass. You know?
We all were, Mike.
Absolutely.
No, we all were.
Yeah, but
I get it.
I was a first-class dumbass, but I didn't know it. Now that I'm older, I know it. But I needed my father, what I'm getting at,
Yes.
to help me guide through life. And for you to turn out like you did through this, not just the part of losing your mother, but to how you lost your mother. And never a day goes by, never a Christmas, never your mom's birthday's got to be hard. Everything, it's got to be hard. So what I want you, what would you like for our viewers to help you do?
If you know something, say something. And I want the viewers to know if somebody's doing something to you, let an adult know.
Yes.
Don't listen to the lies that they tell you.
Yeah.
Let somebody know.
Right.
And if you're in an abusive relationship, get out.
Get the hell out.
Get out.
Yeah.
You're going to leave your children behind.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
There's a lot of agencies out there and a lot of help for people.
We've done a few shows on groups that does that. Yeah, we're living in 2025. There was a time in America's history, in our history, that the woman depended on the man. He was the breadwinner. He brought everything home and took care of the family, and a woman didn't have no way to get out, had no resources to get out. It's changed.
Oh, yeah.
There's phones you can call. There's people you can call. There's protection out there. Don't go through what your mother did or what you went through.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Anywhere else you want to carry this story? Have we basically told the story? Anything you want to add to it? I want you to be comfortable, but I want to make sure you get everything out that you want to say.
I have to look to my support. I think so. Have I said everything? Yeah.
Well, you're fine. Anything else you want to say, I'm open to it. Amelia, anything you want to add?
Well, I told Kristie last night that, her being a 911 dispatcher and she's listening to other people having probably the worst days of their life, I would have hoped she was the person on the other end.
Yeah.
If that was me calling.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
I really admire her.
She would have some compassion. Somebody small, I think I said it earlier, Amelia, somebody that has a small issue, most people would think small. Law enforcement, they deal with everything, and that's just a small deal. But to them, it could be major, And I think with Kristie being through what she has, she takes that to heart. It might be minor to everybody else, but it's major to them. We're bad about that,
Yeah.
You don't know my trials and tribulations.
Well, one other thing I wanted to bring up. Yeah, I'm sorry. The one thing I wanted to bring up as well as we talked about is, and they both know, being police officers, that every day there are new cases for these police officers. But my question is always, when is it Sheila Bradford's turn? When is it Carl and Vicky's turn? When is it, these that can't get answers, even though, we do get help and we do get, some answers. And I do know the officers are working on Sheila's case, Carl and Vicky's case all the time. But
you know what it takes? It takes you and I and these viewers. It takes you and I giving a platform to let these people, Amelia, call in. That's what it's going to take. The police have extinguished all their options on a lot of this because they've moved on to other cases. That's just the way it is. That's just life. It's going to take a viewer.
You're right.
It's going to take a viewer that says, you know what, it's been 30 years. It's time for me to tell what I know and call in. That's what it's going to take on all the cases you and I have covered together. That's what it's going to take. Officers have done all they can do. They would like to, you know and I know, they would like to be able to solve this case, but they've gone as far as they can. Amelia, you do an excellent job on bringing this stuff out there. I don't know where you find all this at. This is in my backyard. I think I had heard about it, but I wasn't familiar with it.
Well, like I said, I've been in touch with Kristie for a while now, and she's been working on, her job, and it's been a busy time. And I always want everyone to do it on their time, and when they're ready to talk about it and come forward and speak publicly. So I never want to put that pressure on anyone.
It's hard. You can back me up on this as podcasters or hosts of a show. It's kind of hard when you do these cases. What should we say? How should we present this? Where should we go with this? It's kind of tough. You don't want to push too hard, but you want to get the information out there. But it's tough, ain't it? Doing what we do with these kind of shows, it can be tough.
It is, and Kristie has an amazing ability of telling this story. Taking her time and the timeline. She does a great job. So, and what we also talked about is that Heather now will carry on.
Sure, it'll never die. It'll never go away.
No.
Because you got these two dogs over here, pit bulls. They got a bite of that bone. They ain't gonna let go. I know Kristie's not. I can look her in the eye. I've looked her in the eye for over an hour, and she means every damn thing she says. I guarantee. I don't want her pissed at me.
I get it.
Every year on the anniversary of her disappearance, Mother's Day, her birthday, I'm always putting her name out there.
Yes.
I'm not gonna let anybody rest.
You've done a great job.
You did a great job. I appreciate you coming on, and I know it's been hard. You know, you and I, we spoke a little. And the viewers got to know that I don't go behind the scenes. You and I just spoke briefly on the phone today.
Yes. And
I just asked you what parameters you want to keep us in, and you told me on the phone. You said, "I'll talk about all of it." And that
anything we want to talk about.
And we did it.
Put it out there.
And that was the end of it. So I don't rehearse this. I don't. You know that's for a fact. We just talk.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate you coming. I know it's hard, and I wish I could do something, but all I want to do is for me and Amelia together to solve this thing. And it's going to take the people that watches this show and watches Amelia's show to get out there and call in. You know, it's okay if it's somebody completely different who she thinks did it. There's a possibility that it's not that one person. I mean, I know she thinks it is, and it's probably whatever she thinks because she knows more than I know. But it doesn't matter. If you've heard other rumors, we don't care what you've heard. Call it in. Put that number back up one more time. I'm going to wire my producer out back here. Put that number up. I don't care what you've heard about this case. I don't care if somebody told somebody that told somebody that told your uncle that told your aunt and they told you. I don't give a crap. Whatever you've heard on this case, there's two numbers, 1-800-TBI-FINE or 917-312-9260 if you're more comfortable calling non-police. Either one of them numbers will get this information in. It doesn't matter what you heard or who you heard it from. We don't care. Just call in. Light these lines up. It does two things. It does two things, really. Number one, it could solve all this. And number two, it lets the TBI know, hey, there's a lot of people wanting some information and some closure on this Bradford case. Like I always tell y'all, the squeaking wheel gets the grease. So let's make sure this Bradford case is that squeaking wheel on that wagon. Let's get some damn grease on that wheel. So call them numbers. I don't care what it is. I heard about this one time when I was a kid. It's okay because maybe there's some dots they're trying to connect. Maybe they're all down the wrong hole. Maybe, and I don't mean this disrespectful, Kristie, maybe she's on the wrong path. Somebody knows the truth. If nothing else, just call and tell us where they've done with her mother. That's all we want. Then the rest of it, we don't give a damn. We let this family find their mother and close all this. I'm done. Kristie, anything you want to add? I think I've nailed it. That's what we need.
I think that's it.
We
just need to find her.
We need to find
We
the
need to
body.
put her to rest.
We need to put her to rest.
Right.
Put her by our boy.
That's what we want to do. That's all we care. Let the rest of it, we don't care anything else. Just if you heard where this body's at, just let us know. Heather, anything you want to add?
I think y'all covered it all.
Now, you're a policeman. You ain't supposed to be shy. Take control. Be like your mama. I bet you got your mama in you.
Oh,
She does.
She
does.
You can see it.
Yeah,
You
but
can
her
see it.
mama's
You
got
can see
it.
Because I told her that I'm going to let her start heading it, and I'm going to stay back some.
No, you're not.
Oh,
You can tell I lie if you want to.
you'll
You
be the
look
guy.
at me.
There's some days I can't talk about it.
I understand that. But
That's when she's going
you-
to talk about it.
Well, you'll,
1 out of 50. Don't expect to take it over. Because I look at your mom and tell you, this bulldog right here ain't going to let go. He ain't going to share that bone. She's passionate about it. And it's your mom. Amelia, appreciate you, girl.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. It's good to see you, Kristie and Heather.
Did we
It's good
do
to
it?
see you, Amelia.
You think we got the good word out there? I think we did. We're about an hour and 40 minutes in it. I don't know how we could have done any different. Do you? I think it was a good show.
Yeah, I think it went well, and I think there are definitely people that are, living, amongst us that know what happened, and maybe somebody will call.
Well, we don't care if they know what happened. We want the body.
That's right.
That would be the first start. Closure. I hate to use the word body. It kills me to say that word, but you said it first.
That's what we need is her
We
body.
need the body so we can put it in a grave and put a tombstone up
Next to her boy.
next to her boy where this family can go over and talk to mama.
And put a dangerous person behind bars. I think is important as well.
That's important too. It is. But right now we want the body. That can come later. We want this body. Amelia, keep doing what you're doing, girl. I appreciate you.
All right, guys.
Have fun up there at the outhouse. I mean, beach house. Stay in touch. I appreciate you, girl. We all love you down here.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
All right.
Have a good evening.
All right, that's Amelia Courtney. She is with LBL podcast, Murder and LBL. She's a good friend of mine. We've never met, but we've been doing this for a couple of years now. She'll call me and she'll, bam, Mike, I got this case I need you to do. I said, okay. So she'll tell me what it is, and I didn't know you. She said, she's coming in your studio. I said, are you sure? Yeah, she's coming. Okay, well, I said, are y'all sure she's coming? I had never talked to you. I think Kevin said, yeah, they're coming. I said, okay, I didn't have no clue.
Yeah, we done a podcast last night.
Right.
Me and Amelia.
Right. She released that yet?
No, we just did it last night, so she ain't released it yet.
Basically, it's going to be on that's part of the country. You know, the world is not as big as we think it is.
No, it's not.
It's there's a possibility that people out there. Plus, she's well known all over. She's a big podcaster too. But I want to thank you for coming in, and I want to tell you that we really hope to God that we can help you settle this, girl.
God will make a way.
God will make a way.
God's not going to let you down, okay?
He's the only one. He's the only reason why I'm here today.
He's exactly.
He's pushed me to this point.
Yeah, but it's I can't put it in words, but I want you to know that my viewers are good. I got good viewers, and if there's anybody knows anything, they'll call in anonymously. They ain't got. We don't care who you are.
Yeah,
Just
we
call
don't.
in.
We don't care.
Don't care. Heather, thank you for coming in. And next time, don't talk so damn much.
I mean, I can't get a word in.
Couldn't get a word. Me and your mother couldn't even talk for you. Y'all know my friend Stephen Scott over in Carroll County. Y'all said.
Yes, we do.
Next time you see him, hit him right in the mouth or something.
I will.
Slap him.
I will.
Slap the shit out of him and slap his head.
I will.
All right. He's probably
Stephen, he said so.
Yeah, I did. So that's just from Mike. He's probably watching. I'll probably get a text from him any minute now.
He's probably already texted me.
Oh, I'm sure he has. But anyway, you slap him right in that pie hole. So Mike said hit you in the pie hole.
I'll do it with a tortilla.
There you go. That'd be even better. But I appreciate you coming in. Ricky?
Yes, Mike.
I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate it. One thing to say.
Yes, sir.
Somebody out there, make one phone call.
That's all we want.
It takes one.
That's it.
To give his family closure.
We just want them to say, hey, this is where the body's at, and say the body's X, Y, and Z, and hang up the phone. That's all we want.
Don't carry it to the grave.
No, sir.
Please don't.
I don't know.
I know we're long, but we don't carry it to the grave.
You've got to meet your maker.
You got to meet your maker, and you don't want to meet your maker, and you did not leave without closure here. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, karma's a bitch.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
All right, girls, I appreciate it, and keep me informed.
I sure will.
And anything we can do here, any news you want me to announce or anything, you're always welcome. The door's always open. We'll feed you pizza.
I do want to say that there's also another missing person over at Camden, Johnny Kent Travis, that there's no information on.
When did this happen?
About 5 years ago. His mother used to work for me at my 911 center in Camden.
Right.
Mary Skelton. Awesome person.
I just did that show.
And
out of Hohenwald.
No, Camden.
Well, the Skelton show, we just did that.
No, that's his sister's name.
Okay, there was a guy missing.
Johnny, when I first went to work at Benton County, was in jail at Benton County, and he was a trustee, and he was really nice to me, and I was really nice to him. And so we bonded, just him in and out of jail, because I don't care who you are. We all come from all different walks of life.
I said bad things happen to good people.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But he's been missing with no news, and they need answers on that one too.
That's horrible.
You can call county police department or TBI.
Right. There's a lot of that out there. There's too much of that out there. This day and time, it's just, I don't know if it's more of it or the information's just more available. I don't know. I've never seen a statistic. Kind of like, it makes you wonder, is there more missing people, or is it just now we hear about more missing people?
I believe that we just hear about it more now.
I do too.
Because of social media, cell phones, and all that stuff.
Right.
Because we didn't know nothing about JC.
That's right.
Before we knew.
Right.
Before it was too late.
Yeah, that's right.
If we'd had social media, we'd have already knew.
That's right. Well, girls, I appreciate it, and Godspeed to y'all, and you're in our prayers, and we're gonna find your mama.
I hope so.
I'm comfortable we're gonna find your mama. Somebody knows where the body's. That's all we want. We'll worry about who did it later on. We don't really, at this time and point. It's been so long ago. It don't matter. Just we want the body,
They've got to live with it.
That's right. They it's been this long. Live with it. Whoever it is, doesn't matter to me. Just let this family find their mama and their grandmama. That's all I want. And put yourself in this girl's shoes. Okay, folks, there you go. We've been talking with Kristie Bradford. Her daughter, Heather Towns. Heather was talking so much, me and Kristie couldn't even talk. But anyway, that's a joke. But I want to congratulate our winner on this big straw that comes with a tumbler, Miss Heather Underwood. She won her one, courtesy of our friends at Pepsi Mid-America and Ricky Price. The janitors are what you are?
Janitor.
The janitor, Ricky
That's
Price.
it.
No, he's the vice president. But anyway, I want to remind you what's coming up next week. I got a special edition show, June the 16th. It's going to be inside Henry County. I got 4 county commissioners, one from each 4 districts. We've got 5 districts, but I got 4 of them coming in. That's all the room I got. David Flyers, Ralph Wiles, Marty Vister, and David Hayes. We're going to find out what's going on in Henry County government. What's in the future, what's happened in the past, where we're going, where we've been. Are they spending our money wisely? We're going to find out. Tune in this coming Monday, special edition show, June 16th, 7 p.m. live right here on the Mike Weatherford Show. Then Tuesday night, my normal show, Dr. Ken Berry is coming in. Him and I are going to have a conversation. I've never met this gentleman. I've seen him. I've read some stuff about him on Facebook, and I thought, what would be a better show than me get a smart man like that to make me look even dumber, to come on and we have a conversation. We're going to talk about freedom, health, politics. I texted him, or called him, or somebody did, and said, what do you want to talk about? He said he didn't care. Are you sure with Mike? Yeah, I don't care. I watch Mike. That's fine. So he's going to be in here next Tuesday, June the 17th at 7 p.m. live. That's Dr. Ken Berry. Lies my doctor told me. We're going to talk about everything. A raw conversation with Mike and Dr. Ken Berry. Don't forget, that's going to be a great show. Then also, we've got Tales from the Road with our sister show, Sportscast Live with Jeremy Bucklew. He's got Sam McDaniel coming in. They're going to be talking about their times on the road, calling these basketball games, calling these football games. I'm sure there's going to be some bloopers involved in this because it's going to be funny hearing these stories. I don't know which one's going to be the butt end of all the jokes. I don't know. It's going to be both ways. But tune in Sunday, 7:30 p.m. live on Facebook. That's Sportscast Live with Jeremy Bucklew. We're still simulcasting it right here on the Mike Weatherford Show for a few more weeks till everybody finally transfers over to the Facebook page with Jeremy Bucklew Live, Sportscast Live with Jeremy Bucklew. Find him, follow him. When we stop simulcasting on my show, you'll know where it's at. I just got word in my ear that you better go over right now and follow Sportscast with Jeremy Bucklew because it will not be simulcast on the Mike Weatherford Show. Okay. That's how much I know. Just my name's all we use. I don't know what the hell's going on up here half the time. I just walk in, sit down there and talk and leave, eat pizza. I probably am a smarter man when it comes to that. I just drink Pepsi and eat pizza and go home is what I do and talk. But anyway, tune in over, find him because it's going to be a great show. He's got a lot of stuff. I let you in a little secret. He's going to have not a crew chief, but a car chief for one of the NASCAR teams coming on. So it's going to be here pretty quick. So you want to find him. But don't forget on the Tennessee and former, he's got H.K. Egnerton, co-founder of the Black Student Center at the University of Minnesota. When history isn't what you learn, Southern truths, black, proud, and Confederate, the story they don't tell. Old Dave's going to be talking to this guy coming up Monday, June the 16th at 4 p.m. A little early this time because my producer has to go over to Studio B, produce that show. Then he's got to get on his bicycle and ride over here or walk like Chester on Gunsmoke. He'll do one or two. He'll ride his bike or he'll limp back over here. 1 or 2 and come into the Brewer Street Mafia Studios and do my show. And I throwed a Monday night show on him. It's all my fault. And he said, how am I going to do 2 shows in one night? Well, anyway, and they decided to move this show back a couple of hours so he can do both shows. So tune in to the Tennessee Informer coming up Monday, June the 16th at New Time. Don't forget, Oakland Fire Department's got a fundraiser coming up June the 12th through the 14th. It's going to be downtown Paris. A lot of exciting stuff going on. Look it up. You'll find out what's going on. The 12th, 13th, and 14th, there's going to be a lot of exciting events going on in downtown Paris at the Crow Event Center. You don't want to miss it. They're going to help the Oakland Fire Department raise much needed money. Don't forget, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple. I don't know where in the hell we're at. We're everywhere. Wherever them the old numbers are, that's where we're at. I don't know. But also, you can go to www.myparishtv.com and find all the stuff going on at Kill Media and Brewer Street Mafia Studios and see all the shows we have on our platform. You don't want to miss it. That's a great place to go. And I want to thank my crew in the back. Without them guys, I couldn't do what I do, which is sit up here and look pretty, right? Y'all agree, ladies?
I agree.
There you go. I finally got one.
Well, I got one thing to say.
What's that?
So this next show, after this next show on Tuesday, are you going to be Dr. Weatherford?
I'm liable to be.
If you don't, let's get this doctor. So you get an MD being Dr. Weatherford after this week, right?
I'm an auto mechanic, so I could call myself a car doctor.
Well, I'm just going to make sure, and I come back on, you're going to be Dr. Weatherford.
Oh, hell. What you got up your sleeve, Ricky Price?
Nothing.
When that guy asks me questions like that, he's got something up his damn
And Lane
butt.
Jackson may have said something.
Oh, Lord, here we go
I'm
to
done,
Lane
I'm
Jackson.
done.
Jesus Christ. But I want to thank my crew in the back. Kevin Kill. Roll that back up here a minute. There's something else I was wanting to talk about. My screen got rolled, my monitor. But anyway, I'll remember. Kevin Kill, Gigabyte, Billy Busey, and Dana Allen for putting up with what I do up here. And I want to thank you, my viewer. But like I said, I'll ask you one more time. Go up there, find us on all the platforms. Wherever there is, there's got to be a button that says subscribe or follow. Or if it says something good, push it. Just push that button up there, and let's get them numbers up there. And I want to thank my sponsors. Without them guys, I couldn't do what I do. And it takes all of us. So if you see my sponsors out, tell them how much you appreciate them sponsoring the Mike Weatherford Show. Without them, I couldn't pay the bills. You know, this little studio cost a lot to run. There's a lot of expense involved in it. Got a lot of people in the back. Kristie, you and your daughter can tell you. There's a lot going on back there in the back. A lot more than y'all think it is.
Absolutely.
And it's a lot of expense running this show. And I do it to give back to my community. People say, what are you up to, Mike? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I do it to give back to you, my viewers, because they have took care of me all my years, 40 years on this corner working on cars. And they've took care of me, and I seen a void, and I filled it. And I want to make sure that we help the public, help the people, and give back to our community. Ricky Price is one of the best givers back to the community you'll ever meet. He comes in here all the time, helps me out. He's the sponsor of the show, gives us giveaways. We drink Pepsi, we eat pizza, and we have fun, Ricky.
Life's wonderful.
Life's wonderful. Don't forget, tune in next week. Got a special show coming up Monday. I got the county commissioners, and Tuesday I got my regular show with Dr. Ken Berry. You don't want to miss that one. But tune in next week, same time, same place. Y'all girls help me. And like I always say, don't be late. See you. The Mike Weatherford Show is recorded live in the Brewer Street Mafia Studios, downtown Paris. A Kill Media, Brewer Street Mafia production.